Whammy! Hello, I am Mag Daddy, and I'm super psyched to be here hosting tonight's episode of Call to Fucking Action. Hells yeah. All right, and I have some pretty amazing topics to discuss today with one of my favorite people in the world, Miss Kelsey.
Oh, I love you too.
Girl.
I'm excited to be here. I'm glad we're getting to be more regular with the show. This is our second week in a row, which is amazing. Hopefully we keep this trend going. And I am excited to talk this crazy week. Oh my gosh.
Holy fucking cannoli, do we have some stuff to discuss today. But yeah, so oh, okay. First of all, sir, you watch your language. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
Watch your fucking language.
So much. There's so much to cover. We have so many, we have a lot of options and topics to discuss. We have a lot of matches to kind of recap. We have some, announcements that we want to make. A lot of good stuff, happening here pretty soon. So definitely stay tuned and please hang out with us because towards the end of this video as well, we're going to ask you guys, as with hopefully all of our call to action, official call to action episodes, we are going to be doing some Q&A. So please feel free to ask us any specific questions you guys might have at any point. So stay tuned. All right. Okay. I established the wheel.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Indeed. That's how we knew. I saw that wheel and I was like, that's Hannah. That's Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah did it. I mean,
only one that good can get it. For sure. Okay, so we're gonna be starting off, real quickly, doing one of our favorite things. Don't call it a recap. Don't. Let's not call it just a recap. We're gonna touch base with quite a bit of stuff. Kelsey, how many matches have you been watching? Have you been pretty up to date with all the matches?
I have
weeks for Teams tournament.
I have missed one. I did miss the Paddington 2 match. It got spoiled for me though, so I do know how it ends. But I did miss that one because I've been busy. But other than that, I did catch the other two this week, and it was what I saw a crazy week. It was good.
First of all, how dare you have a live house shot outside of Schmoedown? I mean, come on. I mean, let's be honest. Yeah, we have 3 really interesting matches to kind of touch base on. We had the Looney Bin versus the Self-Righteous Brothers, Evil Genius versus Paddington 2, Crimson Fury versus Who's the Boss. We're like, oh my gosh. All right, let's start out right at the gate. We're going to start with Looney Bin versus Self-Righteous Brothers. I think that came in first. Yeah, Looney Bin. Oh my gosh. They really came out of this really strong against Loose Cannons, about like a week or two.
Self-Righteous Brothers.
Nope. I mean, prior to this.
Prior.
Into this match. So yeah, going into this match, they previously went up against Loose Cannons. And so this one, they went up against Self-Righteous Brothers. So wham, bam. Oh my gosh. Who did you have going into that match?
I was definitely more familiar with how Looney Bin has been playing. So just from familiarity, I was going towards them. But Self-Righteous Brothers could have shocked me. Like, I wasn't sure what was going to happen with them. So I kind of went into that match not sure. But I've seen what Looney Bin can do. I've seen what Tom can do. I've seen what Video Drew has pulled off. So I was pretty sure that they were going to take it. And so, but I didn't know it was going to be that interesting of a match. So like, it was really like a good, solid match.
Absolutely. I honestly thought going into it would be the Self-Righteous Brothers, to be completely honest. Again, I love an undercard. I love a underdog story for sure. But they compete their last match against Take the Cannoli, like during Anarchy tournament, they had like 32 fucking points. Like as a baby fresh team.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Sure.
Not to take anything away from, obviously Take the Cannoli, at the time, but oh my Lord, that's crazy. So going into this, I was like, Self-Righteous Brothers, I mean, they have it.
Yeah.
You know, not to mention, I can't remember his first name. Hyuk, Huck,
I
yeah,
can't remember.
Hyuk from Goofy movie. How about that? But he just blew me away with his knowledge. I really hope we get to see him more next season, for sure. Who do you think was the MVP of this match?
Tom surprises me constantly. I mean, not surprising is not the right word, but just like the stuff he knows. It's just like the fact that I would love to see him in singles because that he is so knowledgeable.
Yes.
So every time I see Looney Bin play, like, I mean, I love both of them, but he just every single time I'm like, wow, this guy is really knowledgeable, and it's evident. And so he was for me the MVP.
Yeah, absolutely. He really was in control of his. I don't want to say his own voice because he almost didn't have a voice, but at the same time, you know, he was there to play. He had a lot of the answers, and there was a handful of moments where you can really tell that, you know, Video Drew and, you know, Tom, they were able to work well together. I mean, they strategized really efficiently. She was able to help, like, she kind of triggered a few things for him in her jog memory. You know, she was like, she knew when to use the JTEs, when to use, you know, those things, and versus he showed a little bit of hesitancy of when using it. Yeah, for sure. Do you think? I mean, like, out of both of them, Whitney versus Video Drew, who do you think would have been like is a better competitor, is a better partner per se? Would you say?
I having seen more from Whitney over the years through, I feel like I just kind of know what he's capable of more. Yeah. I feel like I still need to see Video Drew a few more times, but so I would say probably Whitney just from experience. But like I said, Video Drew is, you're right, her strategy playing the actual game, which is so important. That's one thing about Looney Bin is I feel like they're definitely getting better at being calm, collected while playing, but like you said, strategizing, taking the moment to answer the question, using things appropriately, and I can't wait to see where they go from there. I mean, I know where they go from here for the next match, and that's going to be a hard one, I think. Just you know,
it's totally weird. I mean, there was a kind of a weird situation as far as obviously they won, which is like crazy to me. Because for their first match and for this match, I had a hard time really going over the difference between like how much of it was her performance versus how much it was her as a competitor. You know, and you know, between I was trying to, it was a game almost for me, like how many band-aids is she wearing right now in this scene? Like here, and I was just like, and they were there and then they weren't there. And she like randomly taking them off and applying them when the camera's on the other side. You know, just little things like that. So I was like wondering like how much of that is strategy and how much of that, but similar to Hewitt, I mean, I'm sure like some of it's kind of similar for him as well, you think?
For sure. That's one thing about these competitors is that I feel like performance is definitely a strong part of their strategy, but also just what they bring to the table. I love watching Looney Bin. Like, they're a couple of odd ducks, and that's just like the kind of people I like to associate myself with. And so I enjoy watching them. I enjoyed the whole dynamic between everybody on the table.
Yeah.
And it just, they're interesting to watch. I like watching them for sure.
Do you think, I know it's kind of a weird question, but do you think that them doing these kind of weird characters where they're almost kind of confusing and kind of like perplexing per se, do you feel like it's almost like a form of distraction? Like similar to how like heels, they kind of do these kind of personality things in order to kind of make the other team feel nervous or like antsy per se. Do you feel like maybe like the Looney Bin might do these kind of characters to kind of put the other team on edge as if they don't know how to react to it and kind of get them out of the that competitor mindset where they're just like, what's going on over there? Oh, wait, that's been 5 seconds. What? You know, kind of thing.
Oh, absolutely. Like anytime you're in like a social situation with somebody that's like not on the same wavelength as everybody else, it throws you off because you're like, okay, this person is totally different than everyone else I've been dealing with. How do I interact with them? Like, are they serious? Are they joking? I do not know how to interpret what's happening. It would throw me off. So I would assume it definitely throws off the competitors.
Well, okay, for the chat, I mean, specifically, like you mentioned, if they're not on the wavelength, kind of catches you off guard. For anyone that's listening in, I know there's a handful of you are. Would you rather be like an interesting, weird, off-putting character such as Video Drew or Hewick, or would you rather be like a traditional heel, such as it was like such as Ghai or Bateman did, back in the day. So I'm kind of curious, what would you guys rather be if you guys were actually competing, or if you guys are in the fan leagues, which route would you guys, do you guys like to take for sure? Moving on to our next match which neither of us has seen.
Because we were going to react to it.
It was spoiled for us.
Yep, it was spoiled. I wonder who did that.
It's all good. Those things happen.
It does. It happens. It's fine.
We have Evil Geniuses versus Paddington 2. Who did you have think was going to be winning this match, honestly?
I had Paddington because they surprise me when they compete. Like, they're also kind of how I feel about other teams like Crimson Fury, where I feel like just because they're kind of silly and their name is like a sequel to a movie and things like that, people kind of put them on the back burner a little bit. But those guys know what they're talking. They do good. And so I thought that they could probably pull through on that. So I did go into it thinking that they were going to. Plus, Evil Genius is just, that team has just been so, we don't know who's going to be on it and things like that. It's just, you don't know what to expect with them.
Well, another underrated player that, like I mentioned, we were talking about Stacy in our reaction match just a little bit ago. I'm sure a lot of you guys were checking that out prior to this, is that, she's not talked about all that much in a lot of conversations when it comes to Schmoedown, really great players to look out for and things like that. Same for Lon Harris. I feel like like I said, I know I keep going back to Lucas and rewatching a lot of these and watching a lot of these seasons for the first time. He was introduced to Lon Harris for the first time, and he's like, yeah, he's a pretty solid competitor. Mm-hmm. And he kind of brought things to my attention. I was like, oh yeah. He actually ain't bad. He's actually really solid.
True.
And I feel bad because I feel like we kind of forget how talented he is. Hello, welcome. And cracking that third claw. Let's get it up to 5.
Yeah, 5's a magic number. If you want to feel it, you gotta have 5.
No, actually, I can't just do 5. Let's do 6. Actually, 6. I can't whip out just the 5.
Yeah. Remember how we do the 5? It's the 5.
Like I mentioned though, when it comes to Harris, I feel so bad for the guy, but he cannot hold down a teammate.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand it's not anything he's doing. It's just like,
everything. The draw.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with him. It's just things happen. JTE, personal stuff's coming up. Obviously, something horrible happened, unfortunately, to him, so he wasn't able to compete. And and he's moving, so he's not competing. And therefore, he had his brother, and as a result, things were shuffled around. But as a result, he's kind of left on the sidelines as far as competing in teams, unfortunately. So I wish we can get, more Lon Harris, whether it be singles, better teammate. In that case, who would you think would be a solid teammate for Lon?
Honestly, at this point, I feel like just having him have a teammate consistently would be a big start. Like, even if he keeps his current teammate and they got to know each other, they got to work with each other, learn what their strengths and weaknesses are, I think they could be fine. I think they could be a solid team, but sometimes you need to develop together. So just keep a teammate for a while and you should be fine.
Yeah, again, it's he deserves a good teammate. I'm not saying there's bad teammates or anything like that. But I feel like he definitely needs a solid one. And I really don't know. Honestly, I think like a really good option for him, someone that's not really teamed up all that much, is because I know previously, Self-Righteous Brothers are going to separate, but I would love to see Hewitt if he was going to go into singles. I will just have he and him. Probably not Whitney, since I feel like they're too similar, Whitney and Hewitt. Sorry, Whitney and Lon Harris. But yeah, again, in the chat, I mean, who would you guys love to pair Lon Harris with? I mean, like in your fantasy situation, who would you like to see him pair up with in next season? Because he might, yeah, he is for sure.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Like, can you picture? I can easily picture a scene where he's like attempting to teach Wildberries. Trying to teach him like French New Wave movies with Seberg or something. Or early Roman Polanski movies. And his life situations really inspired the real essence of these movies.
Yeah. And then we could be like, and I'm just gonna drink over here.
I'm just gonna
drink.
Booze.
Also, we have
Speaking of
plug.
Yeah.
JTE over on Take 3. So go check that out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. And Malcolm, please include your link over there. So for anyone to check out if they want to, for sure. Yeah, and Lucas is reminding us there was already a scene with Lon and Dewberry. So maybe it has been, maybe we've had it a long time.
Dewberry could be a good matchup for him. I mean, like the personalities are kind of like this, but Dewberry's knowledge is so underrated. I don't want them to separate either, but it would help Lon. It would help the Wildberries, but
yeah, I think Dewberry, he would definitely, again, no, he needs more attention.
It's true.
He really does. I feel like he's really solid. Who knows? Who knows what's in the cards? We'll see next season. Hopefully we'll get more of him for sure. Moving on to the next one, we got Crimson Fury. Who's the fucking boss? Yeah. Oh my gosh, we just saw that.
We just watched it. Not sure if you guys watched it, but if you did miss our reaction, you can find it on our page after you're done here.
Yeah, I mean, Kelsey, what was your big takeaway? Like walking away from that match. What was the big moment where you were like, "Whammy! Now that's the moment I'm going to remember about this match."
When the wheel died, and it was glorious.
Who do you think really broke the wheel?
I was saying it was Stacy's awesome Zumba strength, but as we saw in the chat, it might have been taken out by a certain hitman. So if it was,
can we get a scene on that, Hannah? Can we make it happen?
Yeah, we'd like to see the moment it got rigged to die, because that was great. Because I've been rooting for it to die for a very long time.
For sure. It's like, poor wheel. I feel like you can't make us happy no matter what. You really can't. Hey, Chris.
Hey,
love this. I'm so excited to see you guys. Your upcoming episode. I mean, it's like your episode that just came up with Jake. I still need to watch. I'm super excited. So everyone
stole one of our people. Luckily, you're giving it back to us, right?
Well, maybe we'll have one of the Cinefanatics on with us sometime.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We had Robert on that one time. Actually, we had Robert and Chris on that one time. So yeah, we can have you guys back.
Yeah, maybe they finally got us back. That's it.
I like the crossovers. The crossovers are fun. I saw reactors going on each other's shows. It's fun.
Oh, look at this. It was actually Dwayne suggesting they destroy the wheel, but we forgot to take a photograph. Oh, what could
that was a good suggestion, Dwayne.
What could have been? Yeah, I love Dwayne. He's definitely all that in a bag of chips. He's such a cool guy. I'm so glad that Will got killed. I personally hated the black metal wheel, which is such a loud clunking, would stop suddenly and even jump back sometimes. The sex toy pointer was even awful too. Yeah. I don't understand why the wheel gets so much hate.
Because it looks like it should be in a BDSM parlor with you tied to it as it spins with the black dildo flopping around. That's why we don't like the wheel.
I'll take your word for it.
It's not my only opinion. Other people have had a similar opinion in the chat.
I've never heard of that. I mean, like, to me, I just remember thinking it looked like, I remember it kind of bothered me a little bit, the prints. I feel like you can clearly see like handprints and everything black.
It always looked dirty.
It never really yeah, it never personally bothered me all that much. That's just me. You know, Chris, you must have something big on you. Who? You can see the wheel is named McClunkey. What is this McClunkey thing? What is this whole malarkey situation? I've had like 4 or 5 people today send memes and pictures talking about malarkey or McClark, that word.
It has to do with, I believe, I missed it, but I believe it has to do with Star Wars. When they put the original trilogy on Disney Plus, they did another version again of the Greedo shoot scene, and he says McClunky like right before. And I've heard they took it down. I have been too busy watching Rebels. I haven't actually got to watch the original trilogy on there, so.
Take your word for it. I've only been watching Mandalorian, and the entire time I'm all like, "Where's my baby Yoda? Yodi, whatever."
Yeah. Where's
I know it's
little dude?
Where's that little green dude?
All I know is they better hurry with the toys because I already have 2 children. That's all they want for Christmas is Baby Yoda crap.
Okay,
that's all they want. That's all they asked for.
So Lucas told me that the reason why they don't have the merch out, they're actively trying to fix it. Is because when merch comes out really early, so people can shop for it early, like before the movie, right?
Yep.
However, spoilers can happen pretty quickly as a result of said merch.
It's
so if like a month and a half ago, before Disney Plus's premiere and everything, we saw a little doll with a little cute little baby Yoda. We would that's like clearly a baby, not old Yoda. We would have been like, oh, that's
what
coming
out.
So spoiler, exactly. That's why they're not including it, but they have like other character action figures and stuff.
But there's enough of a meme out going around. It's time. Bring on the Baby Yoda stuff because I even want one on my desk at work. So I can just look over and be like, oh, it's so cute.
I know. Like once Lucas and I saw it, we were like, I need one like right now. I want one. I want a toy for cats. I want a little plushie for our couch. I want one with a Christmas hat, like Santa Claus cap thingy to hang up on our house.
Yeah.
We can get a little manger set, with a bunch of little baby Yodas with a Yoda in the manger. Can we have that happen? I just want like baby Yodas everywhere.
I know my daughter flat out asked, she's like, what I want for Christmas is I want like a baby doll of Baby Yoda with the little floaty crib thing so she could take care of it like a baby. And I'm just like, yeah, Disney, make that, sell it for like $80 and I'll have to buy it for Christmas because that's just what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It has to make the googly baby noises though, because otherwise it's just.
And do that.
Yep.
I'm sorry. This is not a Star Wars show.
No, Star Wars show. Welcome to Call to Action Star Wars Talk.
Mandalorian talk.
Mandalorian talk.
I do not know all that much about Star Wars to really comment on that. Anyway, but it's all good. Okay, so going back to it, your big takeaway was like, oh my gosh, that wheel for sure. And you went in thinking, based on your bracket and just like personal thought process. I mean, like we're part of the Action Army. You're like, Bateman's got this. Bateman and Riley, they got this, right?
Yep. Yeah, when it came to when I was making my actual bracket, I had Who's the Boss winning it. However, I also did not have Crimson Fury even getting to this round. So after the way they had competed last round, I'm like, they could have it. So I was really like this. Okay, ask me a few days ago before I saw that match, I would have been like, okay, who's the boss? Like, who's the boss? But after seeing that match, I'm like, Crimson Fury could pull an upset. They really could. They've already done it once. They can do it again. And I mean, they didn't, but really, I feel like part of that was also just the luck of the draw with getting scores and soundtracks. If they would have gotten a different category that they're stronger in, it could have been a different match.
Totally agree. I mean, you can say that with any match in general. So, it's all luck of the draw, whichever category they spin, kind of thing. But at the same time, even if it's not your strength, even if it's your weakness, you still need to be proficient. I mean, like, I know Bibb said during an interview ages ago where, like, I know, like, Merle's talked about it, and he's like, I don't watch a lot of romantic comedies. I don't watch this category movies all that much. I have no interest in it. or whatever may be. And same for Bateman. I know he's mentioned, I don't like to watch bad movies. I don't watch bad movies.
Yep.
And Bibbs mentioned, yeah, that's why I'm going to be you. I watch everything, whether I like it or not. Whether or not it was made for me. I don't care what category, and like what genre, what decade that it's. I don't care if it's made for 5-year-olds. As a movie critic, I probably should watch it. And especially being in movie trivia, you need to know so fucking much.
Especially with categories like scores and soundtracks too, because like that category is something you don't have to see the movie to understand mostly. It's list. You just go to IMDb, you see all the songs on that movie, you see who composed it. So that even if you don't like certain movies, you can still study for it. So I feel like it's a category that not enough people are studying for, because it's you can easily look it up. It's not something you have to know storyline, plots, and actually see the film for the most part. Occasionally it's like what song came up in this one scene, but usually it's who composed this, which artist played that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's I mean, I know I feel like scores and soundtracks can be a little difficult sometimes, because sometimes it could be like, who composed Arrival? I don't know. Composed Arrival, the score for Arrival. But also it would be like this 2014 movie, I don't know when the movie came out, had the following songs by David Bowie, by the Raspberries, and by this, and it's and it's like, and has all that, and so it's really kind of different. You really have to excuse me, you really have to comb the brain a little bit more efficiently. And that's, I'm referring to Guardians of the Galaxy, actually. Best soundtrack of all time. Hey. I still actively listen to that soundtrack driving to work. And boom, hooked on a feeling. That was actually almost my our wedding song for Lucas and I. Almost. And then we realized we can't dance. So we would have to figure out how to dance really, really fast. And we were like, we don't want to do that.
So what song did you pick?
It was our entrance song was actually the one by the Raspberries. That, but also our first dance was a song by the Pogues.
Cool.
We loved it. Since we went to Ireland for our honeymoon, so we went with an Irish band. And we like them. We love them. Anyway, sorry, back to it. But yeah, so Crimson Fury versus Who's the Boss, pretty crazy solid match. And it really kind of tells you how difficult these teams are. This team's tournament is crazy. Every team is solid. There's no like, aside from Wild Berries, there's no like team, right?
Yeah, exactly. And even teams we kind of thought were kind of may possibly be, they haven't been. They have been solid. This tournament's been crazy. And like, for example, with like round one, like Tim Fragle getting a perfect round, like that was amazing. It was such a good round one. That whole match just, like, there was no low point. It's been so good. I am so excited to see where the next rounds go, because it's just been insane.
Yeah, it's getting nuts. Yeah, and I can only imagine the completion of the next. We're almost done completing, this round as well, and the final two. I can't wait. And holy shit, if we have the family versus Who's the Fucking Boss, can you imagine the tension?
All of Call to Action will be dead, because there'll be a bloodbath with us fighting who gets to be on that reaction. We'll be at each other's throats. But I also
legit my cry.
Oh, I know, like most of us are okay, the family. We've like talked about this. Like, okay, the family. Of course. I do not know who to root for, because I love both teams. Like,
and also you're a traitor, but that's a whole other subject.
I'm also cheer for the traitor, but both teams I feel like are on equal level. It could be anyone's game, and so it's just, it's gonna be great. And if anything, I feel like this match with Crimson Fury and Who's the Boss really sets me up for being super excited for future rounds, because it's so good.
I just want to end that conversation real quickly with, the family will take out all the horsemen on the way to the belts. That's fucking right. Yeah.
You may be right.
Very true. It's also said that we can't say that Tim Franco is undefeated in the Schmoedown. Why is it sad? I don't know why that's sad.
I'm sad. I like to see Tim Franco win.
Yeah. Oh, not surprised. That match would have 10 C2A people in the live reaction. Yes.
So it allows us to have 6. So there are going to be 4 or 5 of us not allowed. So
whatever.
We might have to have like a Hunger Games battle, and whoever survives gets to be on that reaction.
Tell me where to go. I'll bring my spear.
Yep. I'll bring my staff. I've been training with it. I'm ready to bitches out.
Well, these week's matches are insane. Yeah. It's, I know, I can't remember who said it, but during Action Unfiltered, Ghai and Bateman, they said this upcoming week in particular are fucking nuts. Nuts.
Harloff as well was like, hey, reactors, you have to watch this week.
It's like, yeah, we need all of.
We got you. We'll be there.
There's a lot of shit going on. And I'm hoping we're going to get some extra scenes, some extra conversation about the draft as well. Are you watching a lot of Sen, by the way? SEN?
Yeah. Yes. I watch it almost every day. Sometimes I have meetings that fall at the same time, which the whole time I'm sitting there like, I could be watching SEN right now. This could have been an email. Why am I here? But I'm loving it. It is so funny. I love the amount of shit that we are all, as an army, are giving Ben. It's hilarious. And he takes it like a champ.
Yeah, he's definitely taking it like a champ.
It cracks me up so much. And then even to Drew and Mike, like, we're giving it to everybody, but I feel like Ben's just like really getting the brunt of it.
I want to feel bad for Ben, but I can't. Ben, okay. SN, it genuinely gets better like every day. And Lucas, he's listening to it like every day, every other day.
Yeah.
He sends me little updates and everything. Unfortunately, I usually can't. I'm usually at work at that time and I can't really participate or anything. But yeah, excuse me. But yeah, I came home earlier today and he's like, Alex, da da da. Did you hear what's going on in Sen? And I was like, what? Did you hear it? I'm sure they're like raving about it in the chats. And I'm like, huh? It was like, yeah, there's this going on. Or, and I'm like, this is news to me. Because I'm not in the group chat or anything a lot much. But, it's so cool. They consistently have such great interviews. Really great people on. Rachel Cushing's been dominating.
I love it when she's on because she is so sweet, so smart, but sometimes she has like this smart little like digs at people that I'm just like, yeah, girl, I love Rachel so much. She's so great. They get great people on the show in great combinations where it's just really engaging to like watch certain competitors talk to each other, and it's so good. If you're not watching SEN, watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely pretty great. Garth is kind of giving us the schedule upcoming. Family versus Paddington 2. Can't wait for that. Time Machine versus Looney Bin. I am so ready.
That's going to be such a good one. Oh.
I can't wait for fucking Time Machine. I need fucking points. Time Machine is on my fantasy roster, and I need those points. The Alchemy versus Shazam, that's going to be a solid fucking match. I cannot wait. And Holiday Movies exhibition match, it's going to be coming on the 27th. Great timing. And speaking of which, we're also going to be hosting a holiday exhibition match come December. So
yeah. All right. Well, with that segue, I think we're ready to go to our next segment.
Yes, we are. Absolutely. And it is. All right. Stop, speculate, and listen.
Woo!
Yeah. So, sorry, speculate and listen. Kelsey, what are you really hoping to see, whether it be scenes, whether it be wins, losses, whatever it may be? What are you hoping like it's going to be your big takeaway at the end of this year? Like, what do you want to happen? I know it's an all-encompassing question. Sorry.
Well, all encompassing, if we're going to go there, is I had Who's the Boss taking the whole teams tournament. I still feel like that's how I feel it's going to go. Although I do think the family or time machine, they're kind of like, I almost feel like they're just as likely to. I want to see it work out where Ben has a chance at 2 belts. It's spectacular. I want to be in the audience for that. And so I want to see Who's the Boss take the whole thing. I want to see Ben beat Bibbs, and I want to see him get the belt against Oyama. I love Oyama. I would love to see him remain undefeated if it was anyone else, but I want to see Ben get 2 belts. So then, hashtag belts for Ben works.
Well, on that note, specifically, if he were to have 2 belts, I I imagine you're referring to singles and teams.
Yes.
Right. Do you think that's doable here very soon? Do you think that's going to maybe happen next season?
Next season, if Ben doesn't get it as spectacular, I feel like it's just going to fuel the fire, and it'll be even more likely next season. But really, also the same with Bibbs and Shazam. Like, honestly, he could have both belts at the same time too, just as likely. There's so many strong singles and teams players that and even with Inner Geekdom too, we could have a 3 belts with somebody else coming up. Like, who knows? I feel like everything's going to turn on its head next season. I feel like we are going to see players get to be put out and played more, maybe that we haven't seen as much just because they didn't have managers like pushing for them and things like that.
Kaiser.
Yeah.
Gucci. Yeah. Oh, man.
So I feel like if they could title anything for season 7, it'd be like anything could happen, because I truly feel like that's how it's going to be. And I'm so excited.
Well, absolutely. I mean, like, Ben is definitely going into the draft. It's going to be definitely one of the top picks across the board. In that case, I mean, let's think about the managers that we have confirmed so far. We have Fife, obviously. We have Grace/Ken. We have Jay Washington. We have Roxy Stryer, obviously. We have Kaiser. I'm having a brain fart on some of the others, and I still think I think Shannon might be. I think she might be the 10th one.
I would love to see her be.
In my heart, that's what I think it's going to be.
I mean, I'm still rooting for you to be the 10th manager, but if it's not you, then I would be excited for it to be Shannon.
Christian, I'm waiting for that call, bro. No. Just waiting just to, get that text.
Maybe he has his phone number written down wrong. Maybe he inverted some digits or something. So, maybe we should reach out to him and be like, we're waiting for this call for Alex, and we haven't heard from you. Just want to make sure you have the right contact information.
My number is 619. No. All right. Okay. So technically, Paul Diamond is the only undefeated singles as he lost to Crimson Fury.
Well, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. He's unbeatable right now. I feel like that he deserves an entire episode dedicated to him. I mean, his completely unbeatable. He's what, 5-0, 6-0 right now?
That's I thought he was 6-0, and then Christian confused me on SEN the other day where he was going back and forth whether it was 5 or 6. So I'm not sure, but it's one of the two, and he has done amazing.
Regardless. The absolute best singles competitor we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Absolutely best. We love Bibbs? Fuck yes. We love Snyder. And yes, and everything, and all these fantastic players on Bateman and everything. But Oyama didn't have a lot of that. The difference is he went into this obviously knowing his plan. He went into this already knowing his training regimen, having strategies and knowing the game, versus a lot of competitors like Bateman and Bateman and everyone, kind of went into it not fully knowing as a single competitor, obviously, how it is. So it's definitely a completely different situation in his case. So we're pretty excited. Garth is confirming for us. We got Koi. Oh, that's right. I forgot about Koi. Emma, Grace and Ken, Jay, Kaiser, R&B. Oh, actually, I forgot about R&B. Roxy, Dagnino, Winston, and yes, my heart says Shannon Barney. Garth, thank you so much for putting that there. If it's not Shannon, Who do you think would be some other potential managers we have other than myself? Clearly,
It's like I would love to see Rachel come out of sort of retirement and be a manager. I think she would be solid. Let me think.
so you think
I would love Brienne, but
manager?
you said she has bigger plans than a manager. But I still, I'd love to see her as commissioner too. But if she was a 10th manager, I wouldn't be complaining.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, because there's
Pretty intense. I love the idea of Rachel now that she's, like you said,
Mhm.
she's especially been more involved with set and everything. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be entirely surprised.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're definitely getting the gears turning for sure. What do you guys say in the chats? We did get a little reminder that he is in 6-0 right now.
It's insane.
Jesus, that is insane.
He's so young. How does he know the thing he thinks he knows? So like that's what really gets me. It's like
another theory is Sam Levine. I mean, that'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Have him come back. Or the Wildberries. Wildberries as what, manager?
That would be a fun faction to be a part of.
Imagine them drafting and they would be like, I don't know, a fireball. That guy.
That
and
guy.
It just ends up being
just a random person in the audience, like, hey, you. Yeah. No,
person.
you.
But it ends up actually being the one for the family. And it's actually like low-key one of the best new competitors ever. No, I really wouldn't be surprised entirely. For sure. We will put Kalapowski to pasture. I promise you that. Oh, ouch. Okay.
Ooh.
Garth says the same thing. Rachel or Shannon, pretty solid. But Malcolm says specifically, it depends on how Paul plays. If Paul plays the way he did in New York, then he will be in danger. If he's up against Ben or Biz, he definitely didn't play his best then. Sure, but it's clear he doesn't get shifty under lights. That's something that was one of my big takeaways, especially his first big live event. And it's talked about he's also underrated as well as a competitor.
It's true. Like he is 6-0. He has the belt. And everybody, like, he's not talked about. He does. I mean, I have a primetime shirt, but like I was like the only person in New York who did.
Okay.
Like I feel like for what he has done, he is extremely underrated. And I know there's like some drama back and forth with him as things like that. But like just from that number alone, I feel like he should be counted for more. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you definitely can. Okay, Paul Oyama's fan group has a total of, if I can see it. No. Okay, you can't see it. It's just all white. He has a total of 50 members.
And he has a belt and he's defended it
as a belt holder.
Undefeated in singles belt holder who is defended.
Andrew has more. I love Andrew. I'm one of the people that like helped found his fan group because he's such a fantastic guy. I love him. But he's not a belt holder. Paul's a belt holder. How does he have only 50 fans? I'm not 50 total fans. He has more fans, but I mean like
in the group.
In his fan group. That doesn't make sense. Why? People that are in the chat that are not part of the Facebook group, I mean not part of the group, why aren't you part of the group? Is there something that doesn't excite you by being part of the group? Is he just not a competitor you're excited to talk about? Whatever it may be. Something turn you off about him. Whatever it may be. I'm kind of curious. I would like to know. I love to hear everyone else expecting. Kelsey's live events will hang out with the Action Army. Facts.
I like to stir the pot with what I'm wearing. Let's just.
Oh, really? Kelsey. Really?
I also like to say I spilled a butter beer on my call to action shirt, and so my other option was the corruption shirt. So there you go.
Sweet Jesus. Okay. All right, moving on to the next. We're moving on to the Schmoedown news. I just woke up my cat from its nap.
I want your cat's opinion on things.
Oh, I think he might be done yapping for now. He was yapping away during your little break time in between. You heard. But yeah, I think he's kind of knocked out right now. Listen, buddy, aren't you, buddy? So going on Schmoedown, you're watching all this news. What's I know we had a little announcement not too long ago that Christian Harloff, oh my gosh, is coming to Chill to Action on Tuesday. So that's gonna be fucking amazing. So that was the announcement on there. Amazing.
The timing is still in the works and stuff, but
yeah. So it's not gonna be on Sunday, it's gonna be on Tuesday, but still.
Yeah. We work around you, Harloff. We just want to see you.
That beautiful face. What I would say, any like I said, I don't watch SCNL or anything all that much. What were some of the topics that were kind of discussed or announcements recently that you heard that you loved?
Well, to me, the big announcement that made a difference in my life is that they are combining the draft and the awards together in one live event. So, because there's a few of us in Call to Action that are making the effort to go to the awards because, you know, there just may be an award that we most likely will be getting, but you know, so we're going to be there. And so now we get to be at the draft too now, which I didn't think I was going to get to go to because that's a lot of travel in 1 month for me. So we get to go to the draft.
I'm sorry, my husband just like whipped out the cat behind me. I don't know what was happening. I apologize. But yeah, it's so amazing. I remember when Lucas told me that. I was sick and I completely shrieked. I screamed in a house. I was so excited. Because I thought we were gonna have to go to we wouldn't be able to go to a live event and it wouldn't be a thing. But oh my gosh, it's gonna be fantastic. Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be such an amazing day. I'm so good. They need to get those tickets on sale so I can buy one ASAP.
Right fucking now. Okay. Specifically, how do you think it's gonna play out? I mean, draft wise. I mean, like visually speaking, do you think they're just gonna have all the managers out on stage and then they're gonna be like Fife is gonna be like the first person to come up? I don't know why. I don't know. It's gonna be like a random draw out of a hat or something. And she's like, I get first dibs. I choose Janine the Machine or something since she was just she clearly has interest, or Andrew Rako or something. And then the next person would be like Grace and Ken or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's how I see it happening. I feel like when they bring them on stage, hey, Action Cat, would be awesome is if they bring them on stage one at a time and play like an entrance, like play some music. They come in the order in which they are going to get to draft, like however is decided, but that's how they come on the stage. And I'm interested to see how many of he said like 130 people can be drafted. How many of them will actually be there? Because he said it was going to be at the Comedy Store, which seats like 400. So that's like a third of the audience possibly could be competitors there to be drafted. So that is going to be the event to not miss. You have to be there because not only the awards, but that as well. Oh my God.
So, well, absolutely. I mean, that's like a very big group that you're kind of touched on. I mean, like you have to take in consideration for sure that I totally forgot about. The start of the jar will probably be showing who is top rated and will be staying with current managers.
True.
So that's definitely something to take in consideration. Yeah. Also, probably a quick follow-up of which ones are considered top tier. Like top tier competitors in general. If I remember correctly, like only the top 4 or 5 teams are safe essentially, and everyone else technically they can be safe. However, they do there is the opportunity for them to be separated. Like the Righteous Brothers, as great as they are together, and as great as those matches were together, they still technically lost. Even though they got like 32 and 35 points apiece. I mean, like not apiece, but still like fucking nuts. Anyway, but like they still could separate as well. So Whitney could be with I don't know, Zipper or something. Okay. Okay, so away from top tier players, the top tier competitors and teams, is there a specific competitor, team or otherwise, team singles or whatever it may be, that you feel like really needs to be with this manager because you feel like they need that kind of management style? Because I feel like we all have a lot of different styles.
Yeah, everyone has a different style. It's not necessarily because I feel like they need this kind of manager per se. I just feel like their dynamic would be really cool. I'd love to see Rachel Silvestrini get drafted by the dungeon. I could just picture her working with Kaiser. Plus, then I feel like Kaiser, the dungeon, needs some like female presence in there a little bit. And I think Rachel her personality would be perfect. And it's not a heel group, it's not a face group. They're just kind of like their own thing where they can chit talk, but also yet they're really likable, things like that. I feel like that's absolutely Rachel. So I'm hoping Kaiser gets her because I think it'd be great.
Absolutely. I was like, going back to that, it's, votes we have for public, probably like they were last year. C2A still wins more than likely. Fingers crossed if we're lucky, Chris. You never know. That's what we were hoping for sure. But yeah, absolutely. I think Silvestrini being part of the dungeon with Kaiser would definitely be more beneficial. She's like, hey, I want to win matches. I want a belt one day.
Mm-hmm.
I want someone that's going to help me get there. I don't want to be next to the Wildberries, even though they're wonderful. I don't want to be in the same conversation as them.
Exactly.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Oh, and a random plot twist. Lucas is just Alex's other personality. No one has ever actually seen him.
Secret's out.
Very true. That's a fact. A little fact. Yeah. All right. Is there anything on Sen that's particularly exciting to you as well?
I didn't have anything else written down from Sin, but I did have the premiere of Schmoedown backstage that happened, and it was glorious with Ben and Mike literally talking crap to each other. Like Ben, oh my gosh, like the things he was saying to Mike's face, like that stuff I would say behind people's back to his face on that episode.
I know.
It's so good. Oh, I'm gonna be watching that every week for sure.
For inspiration, really. Yeah, there's definitely points watching it where I was like they're clearly they're friends in real life. Obviously, there is that mutual respect as competitors, as people, and everything, performance in general. But it's like watching it, it's just like your tension is there. Like it's just like watching like two Shakespeare actors really be able to bounce like improv or like Bill Murray and Dane Aykroyd. Mm-hmm. Like they both are just so good together, and they just bounce off each other like really efficiently. It's similar to how Bateman and Kalinowski does. They're both just really great actors as well, so they can really come up with a lot of really great quips.
It's true. Like I love their rivalry. It is so entertaining to watch, and it's so good.
I need more of it. I want more. Yeah, Brian Fernandez. Hey, what's going on, Brian? What up? Okay. Oh, and Lucas said, okay, I've seen Lucas in photos, but those could have been edited with some catalog model thrown in. It's true.
It's true. Lucas is like a catalog model.
Yeah. He just comes live. He's like a puff of air, only that pops up at live events, when someone whispers Schmoedown 5 times.
Yeah.
And so there you go. That's how it happens. It's science. Yeah. It's science. It's magic as well. All right. Moving on again, like I mentioned, Sen has been doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But so are we.
We do so much.
All to the network. Yeah. Kelsey, you're one of the major brains behind Call to Action in general. We have a lot of different shows and stuff. As you can see, you got Hot Cake to Call to Action like this one, Ladies Night, Chill to Action, Schmoebates, a lot of really awesome stuff going on. You're so hands-on with everything. What's your big passion project coming up over the next few weeks?
All right. Well, we have some ideas in mind for Ladies Night. So hopefully we're trying to make that bi-weekly. So it should be coming back. Next week's kind of hard, maybe because of the holiday.
Oh, yeah.
So it may be on a bit of a hiatus until after Spectacular, but we will keep you posted. I think one of the big takeaways what's coming up really soon is what's happening on Monday on Chill. I mean, we have something else on too. So we're going to have a double Chill week next week. We have Mark the Yodi Riley coming on, and I am so excited for that interview. It's going to be so great. I just can't wait to see just the dynamic of our people getting to talk with him. He's definitely one of the greats. I mean, they have an award named after him. And to get to pick his brain, find out what makes him tick, and ask him some personal questions just about, stuff he's interested in, Star Wars, everything. Oh, it's going to be such a great show. So check it out on Monday. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I don't want to say we're blowing up, but we have so much stuff going on, and we're so excited to be so involved with it. Each and every one of us individually have our own projects going on. I personally have Schmoedown. This Wednesday, we're actually having a Thanksgiving episode, so it's gonna be really fun. Kelsey's gonna be my co-host, so definitely check it out next Wednesday.
Us again. I mean, we're a great duo. I mean, like, you're just gonna get so much of us in the next few.
So much for sure. But yeah, so I mean, also in December we have a holiday exhibition match. I'm going to be hosting it with Alonso Duralda. So I'm pretty psyched, and we actually have a prize for the winner. We're still if you're actually interested in competing, please let us know in the fan page. Where we are almost done completing the list of everyone that wants to audition to complete, and we have quite a few potential competitors. So we definitely only want the best to be part of it. So yeah. All right. But yeah, we're gonna be hosting that here pretty soon in the next coming weeks. But yeah, so here wrapping it up, we are gonna be moving on to Whammy questions. So yeah, feel free to ask us any weird questions.
Yeah. We love Schmoedown questions. We love movie questions. We like personal questions. Maybe not too personal, but personal questions.
And I ended up sneaking some tuna mac. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, we're gonna get the mac bean on.
I'm sorry. It just when Luke was making earlier, it just smelled so good. I couldn't not eat some. I'm so sorry. I just want to apologize to Jake. Is there such a thing as too much Kelsey and Alex as a duo? I don't know. Malcolm.
There's such a thing as not enough, that's for sure. But I don't think you'll be saying much for that, because we like being on camera. So anytime there's a show, we're like the first couple are like, we're gonna be on. Because you gotta fight for a spot here on Call to Action. So we bring the cause out, we fight for it.
Yeah, but like it mentioned, feel free to ask us any weird questions you guys might have. Other than that, we're just gonna probably ask each other like weird questions as well. So who knows? Personal question: how much makeup do you put on to be Lucas Alex? That is indeed personal, and the answer is I don't put on makeup. I just drink more White Claw, and suddenly Lucas pops out of me, like he's like Alien in that scene where like Lucas's head like pops out, and he's like around, it's like, and he's like, it's Lucas time, it's Lucas time, and he like brings my cat, one of the action cats, and he's like, it's time. Lucas is here now. She just takes her makeup off for this. She is only 3 makeup parts away from being me.
All right, I'm gonna pick this one because Kelsey, how do you stomach James during Transfail? It's so long to be with him. You have no idea, and all he does is almost get us killed. So yeah, if you guys didn't know, James and I are on a really awesome Dungeons and Dragons show called Transfail. Please watch it. It's pretty fun. I drink way too much on camera, and lots of really crazy things have happened with my character that I don't want to talk about. So yeah, Transfail, look us up.
Yeah, that's a fun time, not gonna lie, for sure. I'm a little jealous. What's your favorite TV shows of all time besides Parks and Rec? Kelsey?
Oh, it's hard because I love Parks and Rec so much. Okay, there was this show that only lasted 2 seasons, but I have watched it through probably 24 times, called Don't Trust the Bitch in Apartment 23 with Kristen Ritter and James Vanderbeek.
What's her name? I can't remember.
Kristen Ritter?
Yes.
I love that. James Vanderbeek in the show cracks me up so much. So, like, every time Paul talks about how he used to sing a cappella James Vanderbeek, I immediately picture like the James Vanderbeek personality from that show, and I'm like, are you really like that? Because that would be very obnoxious. It's funny, but obnoxious.
Right?
But yeah, that's probably like my most rewatched show, other than Parks, which I watch constantly. What about you, Alex?
I'm not gonna lie. I watch a lot of K-dramas. I watch a lot of Korean dramas. I can't help it. I love my weird dramas. I do. It's lovey and it's weird. It's great. I go through random Sherlock binges. Like when I'm feeling sick, or if I'm like, you know what, I just really want to watch a good detective little moment. I like to watch anything involving Sherlock. It's great. But also, I'm not gonna lie, I'm awkwardly into House Hunters International.
I love House Hunters.
I love House Hunters. I love House Hunters International. I've never been a more judgmental bitch than when I'm watching that show.
I love the memes that go around. They're like, I work with daycare part-time and I work at a gas station. I would like a $2.5 million home. And it's like,
and I'm like,
how do people afford these houses?
Or it'd be like, no, we can't accept this house. It doesn't have granite. It has slate. And the colors on the wall aren't correct.
Something that I could paint easily is just going to totally kill this house.
Oh my gosh. It's so
infuriates me too. I'm like, I would be happy to have any of these houses.
Or I remember there was like a handful of others where it would be like, no, we cannot accept this house. It is like 10 minutes away from work. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And I want a house that's 5 minutes away from work.
It's like, yeah, it takes me 45 minutes to an hour to get to work. So yeah, that's a big problem. 10 minutes.
It was like, anyway, news. We need a new question. I'll get too angry, too judgmental thinking about it all over again. Damn it. Why isn't there a call action dog? Some of us don't get well with cats. Oh, that's true. Does anyone in our group have a dog?
I have tarantulas and snakes. Call to action snake.
A new question. That's ew. I don't want that. No, I don't want that. Ew. All right, all good stuff. We're out. Gotta say, nice hour review. Ooh, jealous. I'm
so jealous. I want to see it so bad.
Garth says Elementary is great. I was actually watching Elementary earlier today. I'm pretty excited. It's not a great show. I'm not gonna fall asleep to that show, but I thoroughly enjoy it. Okay. But I'll say, let's see. Malcolm asked another question. What country would you most like to visit, Kelsey?
I would like to go to the UK. I would love to see Scotland and Wales and Ireland and I would love to do really a whole European tour, but if I had to like pick, it'd be the United Kingdom, Scotland in particular. I want to go to Scotland.
And you should just like come and hang out with us during our just like stayed with us during with Luke's and I over the summer. That's what we should do.
Yeah, I love that.
Should we make some weird life decisions here? Potentially, maybe you can come visit us. Who knows? Yeah, that's for sure.
I love that.
I would love to go. I really want to go to somewhere. I'd love to go to Korea. I think that would be pretty awesome. Or Singapore. I've never, I lived in China for a hot minute. I can't really say I lived in China. I didn't. I was like, I was there abroad in Hangzhou for a semester when I was in school, when I was in college, and I loved it. It was really cool and beautiful. I came back pretty much with a black lung from coughing. I literally came back like ill from apparently it's very common from people that coming from China and coming back to living in the US. Like you have a really bad cough. It's disgusting. But Ireland is dope. It's like living in a roast. I don't know what that means. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I'd love to go back there.
Sounds amazing.
Let's see. Scotland is cool. England sucks balls. I'm not gonna lie. We weren't a huge fan of England. We liked Britain, okay, but we love Scotland and Ireland.
I love Scotland so bad. I want to go to Culloden more before they decide not to have it as a landmark anymore and build over it, because they keep talking about doing that. It's like, I need to see Culloden more first. Don't do that till I've been there.
Yeah, it'll happen. Let's say another question from Malcolm is, what movie are you looking forward to seeing next year?
Oh, I'm trying to think of everything coming out next year.
Okay, wait, let me pull some stuff up.
Yeah.
Movies coming up in 2020. Okay, so we got a bunch of stuff coming out. So we got Bad Boys for Life, we got Fast and Furious 9, we got Eternals.
I'm interested in Eternals.
We got, oh man,
I think we have Black Widow.
Shoot, we got No Time to Die, Wonder Woman 84,
Oh
Mulan,
I know mine.
Maverick,
I know mine now. Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey. Ooh,
I am excited. Harley Quinn's my favorite DC character, my favorite Marvel character, someone else. But like, I have been interested in her as a character since I was like in high school. Not even talking about with Joker and stuff like that. Like, he's an asshole. But her as herself, and even though she was never in the Birds of Prey in the comics, at least none that I have read, I am interested to see her dynamic. Plus, the trailers to that movie look awesome. Like, they have really made that movie look pretty cool. So I think that might be my most anticipated next year.
I don't blame you. I mean, I really loved the trailer. I was super duper excited.
That cast too. It's such a good cast.
Yeah, I mean, solid. One that I'm also pretty psyched to see is Wonder Woman 84. Damn it, I loved Wonder Woman.
I'm excited to see that.
I also can't forget Black Widow. I think there's definitely a pattern here of superheroes.
Yeah, we like our superhero movies a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. My sister-in-law is Chinese. Yeah, T is. She keeps trying to get us to go visit, but I'm legit afraid I will die from the plague. Funny story. Like I said, when I came back from China, I came back with like pretty much the black lung. I also had this huge rash all over my back. Like, it was red, it was nasty. My back was not attractive. It was like really not sexy. But you know how I came back with a bad cough? I did. I gave that cough to Lucas.
Oh no.
And he coughed so bad. He coughed blood.
Oh my gosh.
And I had it for like that cough for like 6 months. And I can't remember how long Lucas had it, but I think it was a little bit longer than I did. But apparently, like I mentioned, it's very common for people that stay in China like temporarily and then come back to the US because their bodies aren't accumulated to it. But it's because of our bodies. Apparently, my doctor said it was because my body wasn't used to the pollution.
I've been to China. It's pretty bad. I went to Beijing and it's pretty gnarly.
There's entire points where I was like, oh, it looks like it's gonna rain, and then our guides were like, no, that's a cloud of pollution. And I was like, oh.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like, that wasn't an exaggeration when they talked about it on the news.
All right, I'm gonna answer this one real quick while I saw it. My favorite Marvel character is Jean Grey, Dark Phoenix. I think the Dark Phoenix saga is like one of the greatest things ever written. It took 4 years for them to tell that story. It is beautiful. They have ruined it every single time they've even tried to adapt it in the movie. I'm hoping Disney and Kevin Feige can bring it. Because honestly, that whole thing could be as big of an event as Endgame and Infinity War. Like, what happens in that whole story arc is so grand and slow burning, and the ending is so beautiful. Like, yeah, so I like Jean Grey. She's my favorite.
I mean, she's a pretty badass bitch. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's like you as a comic book character.
Oh, thank you. I think it's nice thing it was ever said to me.
But the thing is, specifically, that just happened, and I think we need a lot of time before we go into that storyline. Because we've had it twice now, and
it's a real slow burn. Like, it happens over years.
Are you
like, they can have little nuggets.
Slow burn where it takes like a decade?
Honestly, yeah. Well, maybe not a decade, but like years, because it took 4 years in the comics for that whole storyline to happen. It was little slow nuggets, like little small thing happened here, a little small thing happened there, that slowly built her up to be what she ended up being. Like, there's a reason she turned dark and Dark Phoenix. Like, she went through some freaking trauma. Some crappy shit happened to her, and they have never really like shown that properly. So yeah, in the next phase, if they could just start dropping little nuggets here and there, and then 5 years from now, 10 years from now, do the event, then I'd be happy.
Okay, I might have been exaggerating a little bit because I think she meant weeks, not months. So who knows? Yeah, Malcolm definitely agrees with you. That trailer does look pretty dope AF. Yeah, but I going to say, Abby says, I recently started learning that China's 1 billion more people than here in the US. Yep. Also, China's massive. So let's not forget that. Yeah. Like Beijing, like New York City, just like to talk about like how big the cities are.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Beijing is
like everyone knows how big the cities are. Kelsey, and I'm sure you're gonna like you were like it was talked about expansively for you. But I remember like we were told like New York City, one of our biggest cities in the US, has like what, maybe 15 million at its highest.
something like that. I don't
know. Like that was like 13 or 15 million or something. Beijing has like 30 million.
Okay, so we went to I was on a dinosaur dig, and so we actually went to the outskirts, like places people don't travel at all. We actually had to get special permission from the government to get to go in those areas. And they were like, okay, you're gonna stay in a really small town, like a really small town. And so I'm like, I'm expecting hundreds, thousands. 2 million people lived there. And this was a small town. 2 million people.
Literally the size of Iceland. That's the size of Ireland. Starting with an I. So weird. We when we were in Dublin, Lucas and I found out that Dublin is the biggest city of Ireland, is actually the size of St. Louis. So we were like, yeah, it doesn't. I think it cracks a little over like 200,000 people or something like that, which I was very surprised about. Okay, first of all, Jake. I love you, but fuck you. I say no dollar respect in the world, but fuck you. Eat a bag of dicks. Yeah, it's actually very similar to the breakdown percentage of people living east versus west of the Mississippi, about 60-40. Yeah, I mean, that definitely makes sense. Abby, you're definitely a smart cookie for sure. Yeah, I never thought of that way. What kind of dinosaurs were you digging up?
Okay, so in China, it's very famous that they have really good specimens of dinosaurs with feathers. And so that's what we're looking for. It's mostly raptors, small carnivorous dinosaurs. So that's what we mainly went there for. Unfortunately, we didn't find much when I was there. We spent more time sightseeing than we did actually getting in the field. We were in the field maybe like 3 or 4 days. And real digs, like we will be out in the desert for like 4 months almost straight, little breaks coming back into town. So a 3-day dig versus a 4-month dig, not much is found. But it was interesting. I got to see other stuff they'd already gotten out of the ground, and it's amazing. Like, so yeah, there's some really cool museums in China. If you want to go to actual science museums while you're there, it's not usually what people do while they're there, but if you do, there's some beautiful dinosaur fossils you can see. So,
oh my gosh, it is stunning. I mean, like, health and everything stuff aside, I have no regrets. It was such a really cool city. Such a lot of weird characters and it's just a weird city as well. I mean, it's such a weird combination of East and West, you know. Like there's buildings that date to turn of the century, and they're considered super duper modern, and they look like they would have been built in Britain, you know, because it was colonized. But anyway, that's a whole other subject. But yeah, we're here at a little over an hour and 12 minutes. So, you know, we probably should wrap it up, Kelsey. We've been chatting for quite some time.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk all night, but we probably need to go, do some other things like rewatch The Mandalorian and look at Baby Yoda. That's really what we need to do. At least that's what I'm doing. Just to be
tugging at the heartstrings, girl. Tugging at the heartstrings. Pedro Pascal.
Oh. Okay, I'm fine that he hasn't taken off his mask. I understand, but I really miss his face.
I just like Lucas, like I brought it up, and he's like, you know who that is, right? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, no. He's like, what? He's like, yeah.
Lucas, okay, I'm mad at Lucas now. That was not fair. You're traumatized from that.
I'm still traumatized. Ooh, Garth, most important comment of the day, for sure. Baby Yoda for the 10th manager.
Yes, make it happen. I mean, come on. He's clearly powerful.
You watch it. All right, awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap things up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and participating with us. We really appreciate it. And thank you for being such dope fans. We really love and appreciate you guys being here as often as you do. And we wouldn't be putting together these really awesome projects and being part of this amazing community if it really wasn't for you. So thank you. We love you. Kelsey, where can we reach you, girl?
You can find me at KelseyKins90 on Twitter and Instagram. I also run the Call to Action podcast Instagram, so you can see me on there. Personal plug, I am on Transveil, the Dungeons & Dragons thing, so check us out there and see me do embarrassing things while playing Dungeons and Dragons. And then TeePublic got some cool merch. Get the Chill to Action shirt that we just released. It's pretty darn amazing. And seeing some of you guys pretty soon in LA. I'm so excited. It's getting so close.
Oh my gosh. We need to have an episode where we just talk about how excited we are for Spectacular.
Seriously, we should. Okay, we can't promise this, but maybe we should do a plan where we just do an episode where we just talk about LA.
So good. Oh my gosh. Also, I want to say thank you real quick. Abby, this is her first call to action live stream. So thank you so much for jumping in. We appreciate it. What do you think?
Thank you. Also, I need to plug one more thing that I am on. I will be on Take 3 show called Rank 'em. We're going to be talking about Tom Hanks movies. I am super excited for it. Yeah, wait. And did you get attacked by a cat?
What's happened? I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm gonna cry. Okay. Oh God, I can't. Oh God, I'm gonna cry again right here. Anyway, oh man. Okay. Oh, I gotta stop. Okay. My eyes are, I'm a very blurry sight right now. Okay. So yes, indeed, poor Alex. Yeah, I'm Alex. I'm Mac Daddy. I'm Alex Mac. You can catch me here. I'm also on Twitter, where I personally run the Call to Action Pod. That's our Twitter handle. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. If I can pull it up, that'd be great. Right here. Like, oh shoot. Oh wait. Wait. Angle? No. We're on there anyway. But I definitely try really hard to, totally been at your computer the entire time. And yes, it's totally wrong because that's how it works.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
So I do that quite. I do a lot of stuff on Twitter, and we have a Facebook page, and we have a bunch of posters, like 12 of us. I feel like
there's a lot of us,
but we're all very interactive. We're very much a family or group, and we like to do a lot of stuff with you guys. So, but yeah, again, if anyone is going to be ever a Spectacular, hit us up.
Yeah, we're excited to see you.
Yes, please. Absolutely. We love hanging out and chatting with you guys and everything. So it would be really dope if we got together. And we do have some stuff on. I know Kelsey in charge of TeePublic. What's going on with TeePublic, girl?
Yeah, so we have our awesome merch. We got our Chill to Action shirt, our Call to Action, our Ladies Night. It's pretty great. I would like to get some more shirts going. I would like to get a Schmoedown shirt going. That would be pretty nice. So,
I don't know if anyone's what? Well, yes. What is happening?
There's levitating cats now too.
Oh. Yeah, so we have a bunch of What's happening?
Maybe we need to call it a night.
I don't know what's happening. Oh God. I'm not crying. Okay, gotta stop. No, my nose is like all red now. Okay, yeah, but also want to bring to your attention, Brian Fernandez, the official Call to Action DJ, Wayne.
We have a couple of music people in our corner, but yes, he is definitely
right. I stand corrected. But Brian, he's making for us. He's actually in the process of completing for us our very own Ladies Night theme song. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, we're excited to put that together. But yeah, thanks so much again. We'll see you soon, and we'll see you here with reactions and other episodes and a bunch of fun stuff. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon. Mwah.
Love you guys. Bye.
Yeah.